rally we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang loud, the bombs bursting in, and gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
A new era dawned and another waned a half a century ago, when hope and hatred collided right here in Dallas. We watched the nightmarish reality that in our front yard, our president had been taken from us, taken from his family, taken from the world. We were all very young. Our lives, our hopes and dreams in front of us. Dallas was very young as well, barely a century old. And given the nature of youth, we all felt invincible. Well, it seems that we all grew up that day, city and citizens, and suddenly we had to step up to trying to live up to the challenges of the words and visions of a beloved president. The man we remember today gave us a gift that will not be squandered. He and our city will forever be linked. In tragedy, yes, but out of that tragedy, an opportunity was granted to us. The chance to learn how to face the future when it's the darkest and the most uncertain. How to hold high the torch even when the flame flickers and threatens to go out. President Kennedy brought us that message in his pocket down that street on November 22nd, 1963. That message was to be delivered a few miles away in a speech to Dallas leaders following his parade. It was a speech he never got to make. But those unspoken words resonate far beyond the life of the man. To commemorate that day and those words, we are unveiling a memorial right here in this historic plaza. It is inscribed with the last lines of his undelivered speech and will serve as a reminder and a permanent monument to President Kennedy's memory. I leave you with those resonant words. We in this country, in this generation, are by destiny rather than choice, the watchmen on the walls of world freedom. We ask, therefore, that we may be worthy of our power and our responsibility, that we may exercise our strength with wisdom and restraint, and that we may achieve in our time and for all time the ancient vision of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. That must always be our goal, and the righteousness of our cause must always underlie our strength. For as was written long ago, except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. Ladies and gentlemen, would you join me in a moment of silence in honor of the life of John Fitzgerald Kennedy?
He spoke to us in that now distant time past with a vitality and sense of purpose such as we had never heard before. He was young to be president, but it didn't seem so if you were younger still. He was ambitious to make it a better world, and so were we. Gone but not forgotten is the old expression for departed heroes. But if not forgotten, they are not gone. On this day especially, and at this place, let us listen again to some of what John F. Kennedy said. The new frontier of which I speak is not a set of promises. It is a set of challenges. It sums up not what I intend to offer the American people, but what I intend to ask them. This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds. It was founded on the principle that all men are created equal, and that the rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. The heart of the question is whether we are going to treat our fellow Americans as we want to be treated. Again and again, John Kennedy's words are fired with his love of life, his love of his country and its history. He read history, he wrote history, and he understood that history was not just about times past, but also about those who populate the present. Each new generation, as he liked to say, and that we too will be judged by history. And that we owe it to those who went before, those who will follow, to measure up, and yes, even surpass the achievements of the past with what we accomplish and with the values we hold dear. As his campaign song said, he had high hopes, and so do we, and on we go.